think, and you we alluded to it when we were talking before, is that as a young coach, initially the only goal that you see is I want to be a Division I coach.
Yeah.
And so I actually had a goal written down that I want to be a Division I head or a Division I coach by age 28.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was 28, I was a Division I associate head coach.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, once you get there, you're like, oh, this may not be exactly what I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that we don't always see every piece of that. Like even a coach, right? You might think it's Friday and Saturday night coaching.
Yeah.
That's literally about, I don't know, 5% of the job.
Yeah.
You know, you spend most of your time recruiting, evaluating. There's fundraising. There's all these other pieces that go into it. And so you get into it for the basketball piece.
Yeah.
But if you're not good or like those other pieces, you'll be out of it pretty quickly.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mentioned before, somehow I just keep having these really close friends that are all basketball coaches, even though it's not like I grew up playing or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so I see a glimpse into their lives, and it is wild. And as you kind of have articulated through that story, there's a grind to it, and there's a constant openness to picking up and moving for the next opportunity.
Yeah.
That's very different than a lot of careers.
Yeah, so it's funny. The difference of careers. There's these flips, and the fact that number one, you're right that a lot of coaches will talk. You know, like how many times do you want to move? You know, and you don't care until you're probably married.
Yeah.
Right. And then you start having kids.
Yeah.
And then your kids enjoy the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to think about, like we talked beforehand. We talked about when you asked, you know, how do you define how to be? I don't want to use the word selfish, but more about the career, or about the family or the situation that you're in, and those are those waters you have to navigate.
Right.
And it's not an easy path, and it's not there's no written like this is the way you need to do it, or this is how it works. And the difference is too, as coaches, is it's such a small world, so you know each other. So I mean, it's just like if a job opens up, it's almost probably filled before it even opened.
Yeah. Because
people know who they want. They've been watching. They've been seeing these people work, et cetera. Mm-hmm. Where in the business profession may or may not be that way.
Right. Yeah.
And so it is hard. And I've been blessed that we've moved to really good places with really good people. And that's the biggest thing, I think, as you know, is the people make it the place.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it seems like a landscape where reputation does really matter because it's such a tight-knit community. You know, if you're a jerk, I mean, if you have a bad reputation for interacting with people, that kind of follows you probably a bit more than in business.
There's no doubt. Yeah, because at the end of the day, they've either seen you work, heard about your work, or know someone who knows your work.
Sure.
Right? And so you really have to really pay attention to what you're doing. And I think even you forget that sometimes because you get in the heat of the moment of the game. Yeah. Right. And so those decisions could be, you know, like they're a big deal. Yeah. And we talk a lot in one of our coaching classes. I explain, you never know. And this is for everyone. I think it's for business. This is for anyone in the world. You never know who you're going to meet down the road that you've already met in the past, that you're going to need that help. Sure, yeah. But you don't know that. So I always say be sincere, be real, and really truly care. Like when you reached out, I was like, yeah, it'd be fun. Let's do it. You know, not like, well, I have this and this and this. Yeah, every day is busy for everyone. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And the thing is there have been so many people that I had no idea that I would ever, they've impacted my career. Yeah. Because of maybe 20 years earlier, we ran down the road together and something positive happened. Like, we were here and this happened. And and then I'll help a recruit. A recruit be like, hey, do you know this? I'm like, yeah, Coach Webb did this and this. And you're like, but if you didn't do that sincerely out of your own heart, not because of like, well, 20 years from now, I think this is going to happen. You know, you don't know those things. So you have to really pay attention. And I think it's just about being a good person, and it's about being real and do the best you can every day. Yeah. So absolutely.